Welcome back to Virginia This Morning, live right here on CBS 6. They want all returning Special Operations Forces to be able to reclaim happy, productive, and fulfilling lives. Recently, Bill caught up with the founder of Operation Healing Forces. Here's that conversation.
Operation Healing Forces is committed to supporting all of the special operation communities, including the Green Beret, the Rangers, the Navy SEALs, Marine Raiders, and so many more of our nation's most elite warriors and their families during the holidays and all year long. Here to tell us more is Tony Markel, founder of the organization, and we welcome him back to Virginia this morning. Always good to see you, Tony.
Great being with you again, Bill.
All right, let's talk a little bit. I have one thing I want to kind of highlight before we even get started, in that your nonprofit is very different from almost any I've ever heard of, and that you and your brother Gary cover 100% of Operation Healing Forces overhead costs, so that every single dollar that's donated goes to the cause. Is that true?
That is true, Bill. When we founded this thing about 10 years ago, some of the other military related charities were having financial problems with revelation of large overheads and everything else. And Gary and I decided we want to take any question out of the equation, eliminate any potential stigma. And we committed at that time and continue to provide pay for all of the overhead costs, plus all the fundraising expenses. So every dollar that's committed by others go directly to our retreats and other programs.
You do these little getaways for these warriors and their spouses, and I'm wondering how you've been able to continue to do this during COVID-19.
Well, it's put a crimp in our plans and budget for 2020. We were projected to do 50 of these retreats this year, which would have brought the total number of couples that have served to over 500 since the life of the program. And we average about a little over four couples a retreat. So we would have touched another 200 couples. The military put travel restrictions due to COVID out there, and we were only able to accomplish about 35, which was disappointing, but everything else has changed as well. But in 2021, we're back up with a projected 50 retreats, and we continue to get donated vacation homes all over the country. So things look like they're going to step right back up again next year.
Can you tell us the feedback you've gotten from the soldiers and their spouses after they were able to go to these retreats and what it means to them?
Well, it's multifaceted, but the key basically to us is, look, these young men and women are serving every day overseas, putting their life in harm's way while their spouses are here dealing with all of the kid issues and everything else. So the strain on the marriage has been incredible and continues. The suicide rate of these young people continues to rise because of the pressure and the resulting PTSD issues and so forth. So our objective basically is to get them with 3 or 4 other couples of similar ilk at beautiful vacation homes for a full, free, totally free week of relaxation. And frankly, the major issue of the therapeutic dialogue is the therapeutic dialogue that occurs between our facilitator, and each of the retreats is headed by one of our employed facilitators, and the other couples. And when they come out, invariably their observations are, I can't believe anybody would do this for us. And the effect on their mental attitude and their marriages and the rejuvenation of just spirit has been really gratifying.
I would imagine that when you and your brothers started down this road, you couldn't imagine the effect that it's had on these people that we owe so much to.
Absolutely. I mean, we didn't know where this thing was going to end up, but frankly, I think our brand, Operation Healing Force brand in the special operations community is second to none, should I say. And the impact that we've made is just so gratifying given the testimonials that we've received from both the brass in the military talking about what it's done for their troops and their families, as well as the affected young people themselves.
Well, we thank you, and I know we got some fundraising to do, and we're going to get to that. Always talking to a thrill to talk to a great patriot, and we look forward to having you back again sometime soon, Tony. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Bill. Great being with you again, and happy holidays.
Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, folks, for more information on Operation Healing Forces and the great work they do, just visit their website at operationhealingforces.org. Of course, they're in the fundraising part of the year right now, and we hope you'll help them out. And we hope you'll stick around because we'll be right back.
Before we head to break, though, Bill, you raise a great point, and Tony certainly mentioned that as well. Operation Healing Forces, such an amazing organization in that cycle right now of fundraising so they can continue to do that wonderful work for veterans and their spouses.
You know, it's amazing that Tony and his brother, businessmen, they're not in the military and very successful business folks, but they saw this story about, military charities, some of them not doing what they were supposed to do, and they stepped up and they filled that void, and they cover all expenses, even the administration of the charity itself. So every single penny goes to these elite warriors, as we said. And most of us have never been through anything like these people have been through, and you can imagine the trauma and the effect it has on them. So to be able to go someplace beautiful and spend some time with your spouse and with other folks, other couples that have been through the same thing, it just has to do a world of good. And we really, really thank Tony Markel and his brother Gary for doing this.
To be able to have the chance as a couple to go through those therapy sessions and work together and retreat and be able to rebuild is, the value of that is immeasurable. And of course, this time of year, you've talked with Tony for the last few years, Bill, because typically they would have a big fundraising event with their partner. They were the charity for Bazaar out at the Raceway complex. And so typically there would be that great VIP shopping night. Of course, things are different this year. So that window of support isn't happening. So it's all the more important for maybe folks inspired today to learn more about Operation Healing Forces and maybe make a contribution if they're able to.
OperationHealingForces.org. Step up and help out if you can. And stick around because we'll be right back.